Welcome back, my wonderful Learning to Drive friends. If you watched part 1 of our Rearview mirror series, you're already an expert on how to adjust your mirrors. If you missed that part, you can click the link here to get up to speed. Today, in part 2 of the discussion, we're going to talk all about how and when to use your mirrors. After watching the video today, you'll feel more comfortable glancing in your mirrors, which will make you a better defensive driver, one who is always aware of their surroundings. Okay, let's get started. Now in part 1 we worked on how to adjust and position our mirrors, but today we're going to work on actually using our mirrors while driving. Now, checking your mirrors is a great tool out there as drivers that we need on the road, but a lot of new drivers tend to kind of stare or look too long in their mirrors, dangerously taking their eyes off the road ahead of them or their path of travel, which is actually our primary focus or objective. So remember, when you check your mirrors, don't stare, but make quick glances, kind of like this. Checking my mirror, looking back on the road ahead of me, and that's how we check our mirrors. No staring, but quick glances. Now, in general, when driving along the road, we want to be checking our mirrors every 2 to 5 seconds. Our main goal is that we're aware of what's going on around and behind us. If we're checking our mirrors frequently, we'll kind of always have an idea of what the traffic situation is looking like behind us, as well as any potential traffic in our blind spots. Now, knowing the traffic situation behind us is really important when emergency situations come up, because already knowing what's going on will help us make safe split-second decisions because we'll be prepared. Now that you know not to stare in your mirrors and that you want to use quick glances to assess traffic around you, let's do a lane change together to better demonstrate the art of using quick glances while not losing sight of the traffic ahead of you. For example, if I want to make a lane change to my left, I'll signal to the left and then do several mirror checks and shoulder checks to make sure it is safe before I move over. But all of these checks that I do will be brief glances, and in between each mirror or shoulder check, notice how I always look forwards again for safety. Also, did you notice how I never stare in the mirrors or stare over my shoulder? Everything is done with short glances. Now let's do another example of a right lane change, but this time in slow motion so you can really get the idea. I'll go ahead and put my right signal on. First, I check my center mirror quickly. Everything looks good behind me. Then my eyes go back to the road ahead of me briefly. Then my eyes quickly check the mirror on the right because that's the lane I want to change into. That looks clear, and now my eyes go back to the road ahead of me. Finally, I do a quick chin to shoulder glance to check my blind spot in the direction I want to move into. My blind spot looks clear, and then again my eyes return to the road ahead. You get the idea. It's kind of a continuous back and forth of quick glances. You check behind you in the center mirror, then you look back in front of you, check behind you in the side mirror, and then back again in front of you. You check your blind spot, but then again back in front of you, etc., until you can determine it is safe and you can complete the lane change. Again, while it's tempting to get caught up staring in your mirrors, never lose sight of the road conditions ahead of you or your path of travel. Quick glances are really important. I can't stress it enough. Okay, all, we are doing great, and we have already discussed 2 of the most common reasons we'll be using our mirrors. 1, to be a defensive driving pro, always aware of the traffic situation around us, and 2, when we make lane changes so we can make sure we're not getting in the way of other vehicles in the lane that we want to enter. Besides lane changes and using our mirrors proactively to identify potential threats around us, let's go over other situations when we'll want to use our mirrors. When reducing your speed. Before you slow down, take a look in your mirrors. If you're going to slow down or stop, you want to make sure traffic behind you is aware and that you aren't in danger of being rear-ended. When driving down a steep hill. When you're going down a long or steep hill, you want to watch for large vehicles behind you because they can gather speed very quickly and may have a tougher time stopping than you do. Again, the danger here is being rear-ended. When backing up. Backing up is always dangerous because it is hard to see behind your vehicle. You'll definitely use your mirrors when backing up, but don't depend on your mirrors only when reversing. Look over your right and left shoulders before you begin backing. While you back, keep your head on a swivel, constantly looking over your right and left shoulders and checking your mirrors again while backing. When being tailgated. If you notice another driver in your rearview mirror following you too closely, be careful and brake slowly before stopping. If you have to, Tap your brakes lightly a few times to warn the tailgater you are slowing down. And if you can, try to change lanes safely so that the tailgater is no longer behind you, or even pull off the road if it's safe to do so, and let the tailgater pass. All right, folks, I hope that is enough rear view mirror talk for you. Who knew that adjusting your mirrors could be such an exhausting topic? Thank you for taking the time to watch and learn with us. We appreciate the support, and we're very grateful for all the likes, subscribes, and thoughtful comments. From Micah and everybody at Drivers Ed Direct, stay safe out there, and we hope to see you in our rear view mirror soon. Using brief glances, of course. See ya.